members na makukumbinsi na po na mag-sign doon sa partial committee report?
Hopefully, kasi yung challenge is now on them. If they want to interpolate me, if they want to amend or introduce amendments, if they want to modify, or even if they want not to adopt the partial committee report, then they should sign and get on with it. Hindi pwedeng nakabitin forever. Kailan talaga mayroong conclusion. Now, the reason why I delivered the chairman's progress report and I did it via a privilege speech, kasi hindi naman pwedeng buuin natin yung buong report kasi napakahaba. Yung kahapon nga lang partial committee report lang, pero hati na nga yun, yung tinapos natin as far as the 7th or 8th hearing, almost 1 hour na eh. So you can just imagine kung full report, baka abutin tayong 2 oras sa sponsorship pa lamang. So it was done not without reason and intent.
So once you gathered enough signature, immediately, sir, i-report out nyo na ito sa plenary?
Yes, hindi na yung ganitong parang synopsis or synthesis, kundi yung full content doong partial committee report. Para na sa ganon, maging mas productive at saka mas exhaustive yung deliberation, yung interpellation. So we can decide once and for all, at least the majority members of the Senate, not just the committee members, kung ano yung portions na i-adapt, kung ano yung portions na i-delete, or i-adapt or i-delete altogether.
Pero sir, yung pinaka-highlights ng partial committee report, halos nabanggit na po yun doon sa Chairman's Progress Report kahapon.
Yes, yun yung mga distinct parts from the original. Pinili talaga namin yung hindi maapektuhan yung wholeness ng partial committee report. Kaya mga highlights yun. Particularly, kaya sabi ko nga, di ba, reform and referral package. Kasi kasama doon yung mga list of possible legislative proposals, like strengthening the Ombudsman and the DOJ. Sa Ombudsman, kasi ako coming from my previous life as sa law enforcement or as a law enforcement officer, hindi lamang yung parang preventive or yung parang remedial, kundi kailangan meron din punitive na aspect. In so doing, kung may punitive, it will serve as a lesson or warning to the others who may have the capacity or potential to commit the same crimes or the same misdemeanors.
So sir, i-copy furnace nyo na ba yung Ombudsman at DOJ o nag-request na ba sila ng copy?
That is the next move. Moving forward, pinaprepare ko na yung transmittal letter to the Office of the Ombudsman para ibigay sa kanila yung lahat, all the pieces of evidence gathered, documentary, testimonial, even the TSNs. Kasi at least now, it is a matter of public record because nailabas ko na via a privilege speech, so nasa record na yan. Whereas before, kung nakatago yung draft committee report at hindi naman nare-report out, wala. I might be violating some rules of the Senate. So, isa rin yung reason kung bakit minabuti kong i-report out by way of a privilege speech para magamit naman ng Ombudsman o ng DOJ yung mga iba na wala pa sa kanila.
So, for now, sir, walang bagong BRC member ang nag-express na ng intention to sign the partial report?
Wala naman nag-indicate as of yesterday or as of now as we speak.
Sir, according to Senator Jinggoy Estrada, hindi naman daw masama ang kanyang loob, pero kung napagbigyan daw siya na makapag-interpolate sa inyo kahapon, ang itatanong daw niya, una, kung alam nyo na daw sino yung mastermind sa flood control anomalies, at pangalawa, sapat daw ba yung isinole ni na dating DPWH Undersecretary Bernardo at Henry Alcantara na ngayon ay mga state witness doon sa flood control anomalies?
Kasi kung pinagbigyan ko siya and I yielded the floor, I would be very inconsistent. Kasi sinabi ko na until then or until I gather the necessary signatures para makapag-report out ako, I'm not yielding the floor. So I tinransfer ko lang yung responsibility sa kanila. Kung gusto niyo pag-usapan natin na masinsinan ito, pumirma kayo. Wala namang masamang pumirma. I cannot understand for the life of me, bakit hindi ka pipirma? Si Senator Erwin nga, di ba? He already indicated or manifested na may mga disagreements siya, but still he signed Para lang mapag-usapan, para kung ano yung hindi siya nag-agree, may introduce na as amendments or i-discuss namin by way of interpellation. So, ganun dapat. So, kaya hindi ko maintindihan, pwede ka rin naman magpirma na hindi ka sang-ayon, altogether, nag-dissent ka, at least pumirma ka. So, talagang mahirap maintindihan. Except for one possible reason, at ito in-indicate naman, sinabi naman ni Senate President, kasi noong sinabi niyang tutulungan na lang kita na mag-gather ng signature. So he called, I think he called some of them, and at least one member of the majority was, candid enough to admit to him na pasensya ng SP kasi may nakiusap sa akin taga-minority. So I can just surmise, based on that response, na posible rin, I'm not passing judgment on any senator for that matter, particularly members of the majority bloc. Pero possibly, baka meron din nakikiusap na para hindi ma-report out. Kasi yung nangyari sa mga pagdinig, medyo, maski pa paano, may effects sa kanila, di ba? At least yung mga na-mention. So kung i-report out pa ito, at mame-mention na naman, yun lang ang iniisip ko. Kaya possible na, hindi lang possible, talaga may nakiusap at least one from the minority, nakiusap sa at least sa isa sa majority na kung pwedeng wag magpirma.
Before Mayan and Daniel, so sir, would you like to address yung sana itatanong sa inyo ni Senator Jinggoy? Alam niyo na ba yung mastermind at sapat na yung isinole?
Sinagot ko naman siya nung meron kaming tete-a-tete doon sa sidelines, di ba? Nung tinabihan niya ako. Sabi ko, hindi mo naman mapipinpoint ang nag-iisang mastermind sa buong, the whole caboodle, Dahil, well, sabihin natin merong mastermind sa isang lugar. Kasi ang tinakilang naman natin, sinabi ko, microcosm, representative samples of the extent of corruption sa flood control projects like Bulacan First District Engineering Office at saka yung Oriental Mindoro. Now we intend, and as we are now gathered here, tuloy naman yung mga teams na sabi ko mag-extend kayo hanggang Visayas and Mindanao para lang makita natin how widespread yung corruption pagdating sa flood control projects. Ang next way forward also is to scrutinize yung mga, di ba pinakita rin namin, scroll namin yung mga letters from different lawmakers, congressmen and senators requesting for allocables. Kasi ang isa sa recommendation namin, alisin na natin yung allocables, alisin natin yung leadership fund altogether, saka insertions. Mag-stick na lang tayo sa mandate talaga ng lawmaker or legislator na mag-legislate, hindi yung mag-insert ka only for the purpose of or the intent of implementing it para makakuha ng kickback. So isa yon. So but we will zero in on allocables that were given due course by the DPWH, pinagbigyan. Tapos further we'll zero in on the projects na pinagbigyan na merong defects, substandard. Hindi naman yung altogether lahat ng allocables because at that time or even up to now, hindi naman talaga illegal yung allocables. Although I personally believe it's not proper. It's not appropriate for legislators na magre-request ka sa agency for what? Well, probably they'll say para sa constituents. Pero saan ang galing ang pag-aaral niyan? Kaya gusto ko, di ba, magkaroon ng horizontal and vertical convergence. Meaning, may coordination ka sa local government units na nangangailangan. Tapos naka-coordinate ka rin sa mga agencies na mag-i-implement. Pero kung parang whimsically, mag-request ka ng allocables, thinking na yung contractor mo yung mag-implement, that's wrong. So yun ang way forward na zero in hanggang ma-determine natin how many projects among those allocables as requested and given due course yung na-implement at naging ghost project or substandard. Nandun ang mali, nandun ang napakamali. So, meron kaming mga in-inspection na suspectedly may defects in project. So,
Sir, yung tanong na kung enough na ba yung sinole ni na state witness sa Bernardo and Alcantara, is it, kayo ba ang pwede
only my own opinion, based on my dealings with Yusek Bernardo, and based on what I know, do sa extent ng kanilang participation, I don't think enough. Kasi lumabas na naman na si Yusek Bernardo, di ba? Nag-commit siya ng 1 billion ba?
Mhm,
And
1
si
billion.
Henry Alcantara, I think 200, 300 million. I don't think those, yung restitution na yon enough. As far as I know, no, na naging participation nila do sa flood control anomaly.
Who will determine ba, sir, kung enough na yun?
Ano yon?
Yung korte?
I think that's covered by a MOA between the state witness willing to restitute and the DOJ, yung kanilang witness protection program. So sila yung nag-aral doon. Pero sabi ko nga, kung ako yung masusunod, it's way below what should have been restituted or offered to be restituted.
Okay. Mean and then Danielle.
Sir, balikan ko lang yung tungkol sa mga ayaw pumirma sa committee report ninyo. Sabi nyo yung isa, candid enough to say na, kasi may nakikiusap. Sir, katanggap-tanggap ba yan na gano'n na lang, pag makiusap, hindi na lang pipirmahan yung isang legitimate document naman, sir, ng Senado?
Human factor. And I understand. Sabi ko nga, while I disagree, naintindihan ko yung kanilang mga rason, whatever reasons they have, for not signing. Kasi lahat naman tayo, di ba? Merong human element within us. Hindi lahat ng tao napaka-rigid. Meron talagang flexibility somewhere. So, yun. While, sabi ko nga, hindi katanggap-tanggap, pero dapat intindihin natin. Kasi alam niyo naman sa Senate, matagal yung pagsasama. Maski pa paano yung human element, yung human factor, yung human relations, papasok at papasok.
Sir, nasabi nyo na kanina na possibly because dahil may mga maapektuhang pangalan na taga-minority. Pero sir, yung nasa recommendation nyo, for ano lang naman, di ba? Preliminary investigation lang
Yeah.
naman. What
Ano
is
yan?
so bad about it, sir?
Wala. Kasi sabi ko, hindi naman ito hatol, hindi naman ito final judgment. Katunayan, between February 11 and now, until yesterday, may mga nag-develop na nga eh. Hinalimbawa ko nga si Senator Jinggoy, di ba? Dahil merong mga projects na attributed sa kanila, yung worth 355 million pesos. Tapos sinupi na, I think, sinumon ng ombudsman yung ating LBRMO. Hindi nila makita yung direct link do sa insertion ng proponent, si Senator Jinggoy. So, in fairness to him, minensyon ko yung kahapon. Di ba na between February 11, kaya hindi final ito, there would be some or there may be some developments that could serve as a defense noong mga nabanggit dito. So, nilap namin, recommendation namin for preliminary investigation, further investigation, fact-finding investigation. Nandun naman lahat yun eh. It's up to the prosecutors ng DOJ at saka ng Ombudsman, sila mag-determine based on evidence na ipadala sa kanila at saka yung magagather pa nila kung sino yung papalan nila na information.
May we ask, how's your relationship with these senators na kasama sa committee report nyo? Particularly sila Senator Shi, Senator Joel, Senator Jinggoy. Are you in speaking terms or nagkakatampuhan ba, sir?
I will not blame them, but I have a duty to perform. Kasi kung puro pakikisama na lang all the way, wag na lang tayo mag-hearing. Di ba? Maintindihan ko naman where they're coming from. Yung iba, parang hunus-dili na bumate. Yung iba, hindi ako kinakausap. But
Last na lang po for me. Sir, may we know kung ilang hearings pa and what is the possibility, sir, na makaharap pa si Zaldico knowing na nasa France nga siya, tapos nag-iano siya ng asylum? Paano po ba?
We will await the decision of the French government kung mag-grant yung kanyang asylum. It is now incumbent upon this administration to oppose the application for asylum. Kasi hindi naman hindi naman yun siguradong ma-approve eh. Even yung kay dating Secretary Roque, wala naman nakakasigurado na yung asylum mag-grant. Kasi kung ang best I think yung best case nila para mag-grant yung persecution. Pero kung ganyan, so challenge ito sa government to really vigorously oppose yung application for asylum. And if and when he is returned to the country, doon ko plano na i-confront siya doon sa mga Marines. Kasi after all, kung yung 18 Marines ang papatawag natin, nanggagaling lang naman yung sinasabi nila kay Zaldico eh. So, there's no point.
Sir, kasi di ba yung pag nag-apply siya ng asylum, habang hindi na bibigyan yon ng desisyon, di siya pwedeng pauwiin, sir, di ba? Yun yung sinasabi ng French
Saka
government.
hindi pwedeng arestuhin. So I posited a legal question to my staff as we were discussing or preparing the partial committee report, the chairman's progress report. Sabi ko, scenario, what if in-invite natin si Saldico and he agreed and went to the Philippine Embassy in France? Doon siya nag-testify under oath. Question, kung merong mag-move to cite him in contempt of the committee, tapos may mag-move na i-place siya under arrest, can we order the embassy personnel to put him under arrest and detain him there? I haven't gotten a parang categorical answer. Sabi ko, pag-aralan nyo. Kasi it might come to that because since Saldico knows that he cannot be arrested by the French government, so but the Philippine government, and mind you, the Philippine embassy grounds in France or anywhere in the world, any country in the world for that matter, Philippine territory yun eh. And kaya nga inoobliga natin yung magte-testify na nasa loob ng embassy para may jurisdiction. Di ba yung sa mga commission on appointments na confirmation hearings, we require them to be present inside the embassy para maging valid yung kanilang testimony. But the question is, this is a different matter kasi merong possibility na mag-contempt at ma-order yung arrest. So, we're still studying that, yung scenario if it comes to that. Ngayon, kung merong police attaché or military attaché na naka-assign do sa French, sa Philippine Embassy, do sa France, baka pwedeng doon i-detain hanggang that's outside the jurisdiction of the French government, di ba? French authorities, because he's being detained in a Philippine territory. But that's a good legal question to study. And wala pang nangyaring ganyan. So, unprecedented. So, pwedeng novel case ito kung darating sa Supreme Court. Kung valid ba na i-detain siya on orders of the Blue Ribbon Committee or the Senate President for that matter. Habang hindi siya nagsasabi ng totoo or hanggang di nalilift yung kanyang warrant na i-issue ng Senate. It's under study.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, before Daniel